Coming up on WTAJ News at 5. A historic day for Pennsylvania. President Trump visits the Keystone State, speaking with local businesses about their success.
Americans do anything, build anything, and create anything.
We have team coverage across our region with local reaction.
And coming up in 10 minutes, we have the latest details on an officer-involved shooting in Harrisburg, what police know right now.
Live from your news leader, this is WTAJ News at 5.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Clay.
And I'm Amanda Kenny. Business leaders in our state got the chance to talk with President Trump today.
Yeah, he made a stop in a small town just outside of Pittsburgh, promoting his new tax plan and the successes of local businesses. And we've got live team coverage here in Pittsburgh. All across our region, we spoke with local representatives, business owners, and residents about their thoughts on the president's visit and his performance during his first year in office.
Now first, our Lindsay Kennett joins us live from the town of Coraopolis, right outside of Pittsburgh. Now Lindsay, you were there during the speech. What was the atmosphere there like?
Amanda, John, the crowd was very excited to hear President Trump speak, particularly about his tax plan and what it could mean for those individuals and their families. Now, the president says that this local manufacturing company just outside of Pittsburgh is a real-life example of the benefits that his new tax bill could have both on corporations and on workers. This company, H&K Equipment, is a manufacturing company who says that 2017 was its most successful year ever, largely because of the president's policies. President Trump says H&K will be able to make a $2.7 million capital investment back into the company, which means more jobs and better benefits for workers. The president also noted all-time low unemployment rates in over a decade and the nearly 2.2 million jobs created since the election. He says the White House administration pushed hard for this bill and they're excited to see it making an impact.
When we began our push for tax cuts, I promised that our bill would result in more jobs, higher wages, and tremendous relief for middle-class families, and that is exactly what we have delivered. There's only one thing. Even I never knew how big it would be. It's much bigger, and you see it, than anybody anticipated. We kept our promise.
President Trump also noted that Americans could see bigger paychecks as soon as February, and saying that his new tax plan makes it possible for Americans to, quote, think big and dream bigger. Now, coming up at 6, I'll have more on how Pennsylvanians could be impacted by this new tax bill. Live in Coraopolis, Lindsay Kennett, WTAJ News.
Thanks, Lindsay. Well, in light of the president's visit today, many representatives throughout our region are weighing in on his time in office so far. Our Jackie Padilla joins us live in Center County out with details on what they say is going right in the White House and changes that need to be made. Jackie.
Well, you know, 2 days from now will mark 1 year President Donald Trump has been in office, and today I spoke with state representatives who gave us their annual progress report on how he's done so far. This week will mark 1 year that president. Coming up at 6, I'll tell you what both offices say they'd like to see the president do differently moving forward. Reporting live in State College, Jackie Padilla, WTAJ News.
Thank you, Jackie. And last year, then candidate Trump made a stop at the McClanahan Corporation in Blair County. Our Jordan Tracy's live with why they say his presidency has brought a boom to their business. Jordan?
Well, John, back during the campaign, the executives at McClanahan explained not only their concerns and hopes to Mr. Trump, and they also are now seeing his promises come to fruition. Back in 2016, the president took a tour of the McClanahan facility. Now, President and COO George Sidney says they are seeing benefits to their company. He says he received calls from clients the day after the election to move forward with projects that they had on hold for years. While he admits that the coal industry will never be the same, Sidney says the rollback on regulations have freed up business. He said that during the Obama years, they laid off 20% of their employees. And since Trump has taken office, he says half of those employees have been rehired.
It has been on the heels of Trump being elected, and the optimism that the industries that we serve are seeing, and the promise that more business is going to be coming in to support those increases.
Sydney, and how Representative John McGinnis rates the president's job so far this year. Reporting live, Jordan Tracy, WTAJ News.
Thank you, Jordan. And coming up at 5:30, our Melissa Steiniger will revisit a business in Jefferson County where a tribute to the president got to be a larger-than-life story here, how a statue of the president made its way to the White House and how the business is dealing with its time in the spotlight. Plus, we're going to hear what local people have to say about Mr. Trump's time in the Oval Office.
And here in the studio, we have Professor Jack Barlow with us from Juniata College. Thanks so much for being here with us, Jack.
My pleasure.
Jack, we listened to the speech today. What was your initial reaction to it?
Well, Trump was very polished. This is an event that is in his wheelhouse. He really likes this kind of event. He does very well at it. He delivered a pretty well scripted and very effective speech, I think.
Any particular key topics? I mean, he spent a particular amount of time on one issue primarily.
He spent a lot of time on tax cuts. He also brought in deregulation. He brought in the repeal of Obamacare's mandate. So he rolled a lot into that speech.
All right. Jack, thank you very much. We'll be bringing Jack back more coming up in the 5:30 and 6 o'clock hour to talk more about the president's speech today. Thanks, Jack.
From WTAJ, your weather authority, here's your weather now.
Good evening. Still ahead on WTAJ News, we have the latest details from an officer-involved shooting in Harrisburg.
And we're going to take you to the scene of a house fire that injured 3 people.
It was cold earlier, but a warm-up is on the way. I'll let you know how long it will last coming up.